The project WILHEM INA and Who Am I should be about the theme that Kaiser Wilhelm exactly 100 years ago asked for asylum actually in the Netherlands. And Queen Wilhelmina at this time, she was the one to decide, can we let him in or not? But we wanted to have an extra point of view of the youngsters about this whole situation.
I'm Finn, I'm from the German group, and what was special to me was that it made history kind of reachable, but also a great balance between learning stuff, like the things we did, but also thinking about ourselves and our identity, like the project is called Who Am I, and we also thought about ourselves.
So these 100 years ago, Kaiser Wilhelm, he had to flee the country, but because of very different reasons than people who have to get out of their countries and leave their home countries today.
I am Omid. I come from Syria. I'm here for like 3 years in Germany, and I am now in the project Who Am I? For me, what's special was the chemistry that was between all the people that worked here. I found it really interesting how there was this parallels that existed for anyone who was there with the Kaiser himself, Wilhelm II. For me, it was that I also came as a refugee, and he was talking about how it took him like 1 day and like 3 hours, and he was like really mad. And for me, it was like it took me 2 years until I came here.
Er wordt hier echt een spelletje gespeeld. 5 of 6 uur lang heeft hij voor heen en weer gelopen. Kijk! We zijn een vrij lange tijd.
Moordenaar, hè? Vuile keizer. Lafaard. Ja, vlucht dan, hè? Moordenaar.
We wanted to make this cooperation, which was motivated and stimulated by the Fonds Soziokultur and the Cultura Participatie. And so we're always looking for a theme that would be interesting for both sides, for the German and the Dutch side. And so with this theme, Wilhelm and Wilhelmina, and being confronted with the idea of having to leave a country and come to a country and being welcomed or not, live there, we thought this is the perfect, this is a very good theme to work on, but then with the views of today, of the youngsters. So it was really interesting to find out, what did they think about this historical thing, but then it was most important for us also to find their own ideas about it, and especially also to talk about their own identity. This was a big part of the project. Who am I, and where do I want to go? Where do I come from? How do I feel in my body? And to be aware of these themes.
Hey, I'm Bella. I love animals. My favorite animals are dogs and cats.
Hi, I'm Catherine. Although going through some hard times when I was younger, I still managed to stay positive and enjoy the good things.
Hey, I'm Joe. I'm interested in international politics.
My name is Fenja, and I'm from the German group. The special thing of this project for me was the atmosphere. Everybody was so open, and you could always bring in your own ideas. So especially for our own presentation, I really felt like we were part of the developing process. In Berlin it was more about getting to know each other, getting to know the topic, starting with some games, getting into acting. And in the Netherlands we actually worked with the professionals, and at the end we actually had this presentation of the play. So the work was a lot more intense, and we also knew each other at this point already, so it was easier with the group, and we knew what to do.
And then our first meeting was in Spandau because the Ocean Blue train was there, and it's a really good point to gather the youngsters to have a to get into going with the project and to create the atmosphere. And to also create an atmosphere of trust, which was really important in this project because people were working on really very personal stories, and it was really good possible to do that in Spandau. So this was like the ground base for our cooperation.
Opeens afstand. Een enorme afstand.
Het woord keizerin of zo, dat werd nooit in de mond genomen. En wat ook merkwaardig was, alle voornamen, vooral de vrouwelijke, werden altijd liefdevol verkleind. Mijn grootmoeder heette Ida, die werd altijd Idi genoemd. Maar Hermine werd alleen maar Hermo genoemd.
De drill. Vroeger werd ons handkus en kniks aangeleerd.
She blamed me for everything. I felt like she was supposed to know nothing about that. She made everything.
One day I came too late to the class, 5 minutes, and he told me I need to go to the house and leave the school the day afterwards, so I hit him.
I think that this project was pretty special because I learned a lot in this time about Willem II, about Queen Wilhelmina, about how it was in that time, and a lot more, but also how to work with other people and also how it is to work with professional actors. And I also learned a lot about myself, and I felt like I knew myself a little better after I came back.
There is no I, identity isn't I, but the I is something that we've collected over the years that we've lived. We took our name from our family, our religion, and everything that belongs to it. Then the society told us that we are boys or girls or anything.
I think identity is what lies what experience made you to be like. Because we were all born the same, but eventually we're all different. So I think that who you are is what life made you.
In Doorn, in the park, the performance with the youngsters was much more also about their own scenes, which were very much about their own identity. So they had developed different texts and even songs and choreographies around this theme, Who Am I? And with these inspirations made a whole big performance, which I really, really liked and found very impressive. And then going with these ideas into the big performance of WILHEM INA, which really added a very good and modern and an aspect of actuality to the whole performances, which really was something positive happening.
people.